Hello, 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 and welcome. Man, I'm so excited to be here. I think pretty much everything's working. If you can see me here, if you can hear me, I think it's good. The thing about live streaming is it's basically guaranteed that a bunch of stuff is gonna go wrong. So if it does, please bear with me. And just plan on it. Actually, just expect it, as a matter of fact. So, if you are somehow here and didn't see the stream yesterday on TFIL or the stream the day before on TFIL, I'll give you a little fill in on what we're going to be doing. So, I do a lot of impressions. I do a lot of characters. I do a lot of silly stuff, from time to time, all the time. And I think that'd be really fun to... all right. I thought it would be really fun to do like an advice line. So, although I did ask for people to write in and give me their requests for advice and their stories. I do have some, but I actually had to pull that link off because apparently it would flag my YouTube channel and they don't like it. So we're not going to do that. And instead, I found a bunch of crazy. I have them, so we'll come back to those for sure. If you submitted, thank you so much. I went on Reddit and I got a bunch of different stories from Am I the A-hole, relationship advice, dating advice, all of these. And I'm going to hit them in character. There's a couple that I'm going to let you guys decide what character I do because I read them and I was like, this could be funny in a bunch of different ways.
That new follower.
But we're going to get it started. I promised Trump and Obama right off the rip. So there's no way I wasn't gonna do Trump. My Trump is like, my version of Trump is a Trump that you're like, yeah, I know that's him. James Austin Johnson has the best Trump. Also, Jamie Foxx has the best Trump. Everyone else is just kind of like, Now there's a few other good ones. But let's get it ripping, shall we? All right. The very first post.
This is from Relationship Advice. My wife, 31 female, and I arguing over a small hotel upgrade. It's about more than just the money. Rarely is, folks. You heard it here, rarely is. My wife and I have a difference in how we approach spending money, especially on things like trips or experiences. For an upcoming weekend, we're booking a hotel. There are 2-room options. One is pretty basic. The other is much nicer, more modern, and only a bit more expensive. About $25 difference for the whole stay. I'd really like her to go for the better room since it's not a huge extra expense and I believe enjoying the money I work hard for. She, on the other hand, is very frugal and wants to save wherever possible, even on small amounts. This led to a bigger argument than I expected. I feel frustrated, not just about the room itself, but because it feels like I can't even enjoy my own earnings or treat us to a slightly better experience without it becoming a point of tension. She's now dug in on her point, and I don't want this to ruin our weekend or become a recurring issue. How do other couples navigate situations where one person is saving and the other person's values spending a bit more for enjoyment? How can we find a balance without resentment? I'd really appreciate any advice or stories from people who've dealt with something similar. Ooh. I've had a lot of wives, so you could say I'm experienced. And I would like to say to Dramatic Newt, get a new wife. That's the solution. Trade her in. You already played that game. Take it to GameStop. They'll give you $5, $6 if you're lucky. Just get an old new one. You could get a younger one, a hotter one that likes to spend your money. Ask me how I know about that. Just get a new wife. All right. I'm checking in with the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think? I'm seeing a lot of comments on YouTube. Big YouTube, strong YouTube, tears in its eyes. Sir, can you please give us advice? I need to make a change. I realize that I left the bandwidth test on Twitch. And now Twitch is going to be able to see me loud and clear. Hello, Twitch. Hello. We were all waiting for Twitch to get here. I've known Twitch for my entire life. Before it was Twitch, it was just itch. I said maybe one day you'll be big. Maybe one day you'll be a big streaming not the best streaming platform, but a very good one. Hello, Heather. Hello, Annette. Hello, Jennifer. I see you. Thank you for coming. This is the very best YouTube show you could ever imagine.
Jay needs to check in. Since this is stream number 1, how's it sounding? How's it looking? Is it weird or choppy? Y'all gotta let me know.
Simon Lou is in the house. Simon Lou made us a Discord logo that no one's ever seen. Incredible stuff, folks. Incredible stuff. Welcome to the channel. Looking good and sounding great. That's what I like to hear. Jennifer says, honestly, I get saving money, but his wife is taking it to an unnecessary extreme. I agree, Jennifer. I agree. Wives are meant to be seen, not heard. Ask my wife, Melania. She doesn't even... Most of the times, you don't even see her. Most of the times, you know, like most wives, she lives in a different house, right? Very relatable, folks. Very relatable. We're going to check the top comments and see if anybody agrees. The top comment, why is she so frugal? Why does she want to save? Either you neglected to tell us or you don't know. Are you saving for a home? Saving enough to have a family? Saving to retire early? Do you have the same goals? This seems like you may need to have a serious conversation and see if your goals align. Raven, thank you for your contribution. It's worth nothing. Meaningless. Get a new wife.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. How's the music level? Can you hear it? Should you hear it? I couldn't decide if I wanted a little bit of background track. I personally like bopping to it, you know? But I'm open to change. I'm open to suggestion. Y'all just let me know how you're feeling. Here's a chat that I can actually read. Yeah, we can turn it up just a little. How's that? Oh, I think I just got Instagram to join, which is cool. Not gonna be anybody in here for a minute, but what up, Instagram?
Welcome. I apologize, you just missed Trump. He gave great advice. Trump's advice for a relationship problem was get a new wife. Get a new wife. It's the best thing you could do. Someone just joined my stream named J.W. Walker. I have an imposter. There can only be one. Ryan Cregan, welcome to the stream.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I spent all this time. Oh, not you.
There he is. The man himself. What a guy. What a beautiful man. Big man, strong man, only a little bit of bone spurs. Only a little bit. Only when it's convenient.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one. This is a post from Relationship Advice. And for this one... All right, here we go. This is Morty. Morty's going to give some good advice here. All right. Here's the title. I, 28 female, don't understand why it seems difficult for my husband, who's a 29 male, to be kind to me. My husband, we've been married for 2 years and together for 6, knows all the details of my past with bullying from people close to me. Oh man, I know a whole lot about that too. And that I can be a bit sensitive when it comes to loving, teasing, and jokes. But he still does it to me. I've always been told that I'm easy to make fun of, but I'm tired of people using that as an excuse. Oh, preach, sister, preach. At the beginning of our relationship, he used to make me feel ashamed of my music tastes and other interests. Clothes I liked, books I read, etc. I let go at the time because I thought I'd gotten used to being belittled. And also had very, very low self-esteem. Oh man, it's so sad. But I've gotten much more confident. Whoa, man, that was like a roller coaster. Much more confident since then. And he's also apologized. I'm no longer feeling ashamed of finding joy in things and being excited about them, and I'm really proud of myself for that. However, he still manages to hurt me with his words pretty often through little digs and put-downs. I've expressed my feelings about this behavior, and we've been in couples therapy for years, but his actions never match all the promises he makes. It's boiled over into me recently asking him why it seems so hard for him to be nice to me. And he got really sad that that's how I view things. He was really apologetic and it felt like we had a breakthrough, but since then, he's jokingly belittled me multiple times and then gotten upset that I had the gall to be upset with him about it. I don't know what to do. He's even encouraged me to stand up for myself against him, wants me to call out his behavior so he can correct it. But then he gets upset when I actually do. I'm so confused. I know he's aware of how negatively this is affecting our relationship, and he's discussed it in his own private therapy sessions and made plans to improve this habit of self-inflation through put-downs. In fact, he's been able to quell this habit in regards to his friends and family, but not with me. He's grown so much in so many ways, but this issue persists. Why does he keep doing this to me? Oh man, geez. Oh, Fueball 9677, if that is your real legal name. Oh, boy, do I get it. I get the bullying, and that's not nice. What you don't want is for the people who you hold closest to bully you. You know, like your grandpa, or your mom, or your sister, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend, you know, whatever, you know? Man, that just sucks. And it sounds like, you know, from where I'm standing, it kind of sounds like he's just looking for an excuse to just keep being a bully, because he's shown that he could stop being a bully, and he's just, you know, he's just not. So, hey, I think maybe you could try like a couples therapy. It's good that he's in therapy, that's a good thing, but you know, sometimes not all therapists are cut from the same piece of cloth.
as they say that so famously, not all therapists cut from the same exact There's some good ones and there's some bad ones, you know? But you gotta find a good one. Sounds like your dude's got a pretty bad one. If, you know, where he's lying to him. You can also do therapy and just, you know, just tell the therapist what they want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll just be like, oh man, you're such a good
forward.
person. You'll be like, yeah, hell yeah, yeah I am. That's the best. Thanks for telling me that. That I was totally unaware of that. Oh man. So, my advice, oh, it's your husband. Yeah, jeez. I mean, if I'm being real, he sounds like kind of a prick. And you definitely shouldn't deal with that. Like, from me to you, like real talk, he's aware of the problem, you communicated it. He shouldn't make you feel like that. He should make you feel like you're the most important person in the world, you know? That's what's most important. So, if he's not making you feel like that, he's, you know, that's a real failure on his part. And then, if you told him and he keeps doing it, well, God, jeez, you know, oh man, that's a big red flag. Oh, and somebody just said that. Pickle Slayer says, definitely run and divorce him. He's a walking red flag. There it is. Yep. Oh, now I gotta ban this person. Oh, Kick, what are you doing? Oh, jeez. You know, the real problem with this right now is I don't have mods. So people can just talk smack and do all that. I probably shouldn't have announced that, but hey, you know, it is what it is. It's stream number 1. We're gonna learn and you know all that. Oh, dude, for sure, get out of here. Oh, you get a real quick ban. Hit you with the ban hammer. Gaming with Smokey Dan says, depends on how it's being done. If in a joking way, but taken the wrong way, that's one thing. But even after being told I don't like it, time to hit up the guy from the first story as he needs a new wife. Man, ain't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? There's a lot of wives to be had, lots of wives. Lots of new ones. Just get a new wife. New wife, same life, as they say. Oh man, Ryan wants the ban hammer. Don't tempt me, bro. Oh, you think just because I know you? You think just because I know you in real life, I won't drop the hammer with the weight of 1,000 hammers? It's just like one real big. It's a giant hammer that weighs a whole lot. All right, we're gonna check out the top comments. All right, so one person says, I've had partners that did this and thought it was pretty normal. The first time my boyfriend teased me about something like that, about something that hurt my feelings, he apologized and never teased me about it again. In 4 years, not another word. That's what it looks like when a man cares about not hurting you. Honestly, sounds like this person either cannot or will not treat you with kindness. Is that something you want for the rest of your life? Man, preach, sister, brother, person. Yeah, that's what's up. That is absolutely what's up. I couldn't say it better myself. Oh man, we got a new follower. Sound of the sounds. Hey, chat, can you tell, did it do the little thing? Did it do the little thing where it, you know, like a little pop-up came up, like, where is it? It's like, I don't know, here, maybe, somewhere around here. Oh, hell yeah, that's sweet. Okay. Oh man, one more comment, because this is a good one. They're just nailing it. If he wanted to, he would. It's that simple. A leopard never changes their spots. Why keep asking them and getting 0 results and then seem surprised? Every other relationship advice post is someone being treated badly and then asking what they should do about it. Hope he can figure himself out. Alright, you know, I agree with half of that, because people can change. People do change. And you know, if you take a real close look in the mirror, sometimes you don't look like what you see, and you can be like, hey,
I'm gonna change that. And then you can change it. You can do that. But not everybody does. Most people don't. Most people don't want to do the work because it's work. It sucks. Character building is really hard. And it sucks, but people do it. It's doable. And doing it for love is a real good reason, I think, you know? Sound of the Sound says, I love this. Almost sounds like Jay-Z a bit.
Hey. You know, for so many years, I was just thinking, the funny thing about Jay-Z, I gotta take away Morty, because they say Morty no more, and I don't even have a little Jay-Z thing. But the funny thing about Jay-Z is, to me, he always sounds like, you know, he's just real close to almost breaking out into tears, you know? Just like 2 sentences away if you say the wrong thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ho! I love Jay-Z though, for real, for real.
All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next one. I'm skipping around in my own list. Man, this music's going real hard. Oh, wait, hold on. We gotta go. I'm staying Morty for a second because we got some good input. I have a feeling that he stopped with his family and friends because he got consequences from them, and they followed through with the consequences, and she never has. Yeah, you gotta hit him with those boundaries, you know? Hey, you gotta set your boundaries, and then if people cross them, you gotta be like, hey, that was my, hey, I had a boundary, you crossed it. That's my personal space. This is actually a bit from the show. Get out of my personal, get out of my personal space. You crossed my boundary, now I'm gonna cross you. You know, you mofo, you know? So you just gotta let the people know. Oh man, oh snap, oh man, my cousin's in here, what up? On Instagram. Oh man, Wendy, that's rough. I'm sorry. I dealt with something like this for 10 years. He ended up being an alcoholic narcissist. Narcissists are tough. I'm glad you're not dealing with that anymore. That's great. All right, we're gonna move on. Okay, this next one is presented to you by Donkey from Shrek. Okay, this is from All Dating Advice. Girlfriend goes silent for 2 months and then can't believe I met someone else. Ooh, this is juicy. Me and my girlfriend had a bad encounter New Year's Eve. It was my fault as I was drinking a bit. I was drinking a bit much and voiced my concerns. We parted for a month and talked through it like adults, and we both agreed that we need to communicate versus letting things get bottled up. Fast forward to early May. We went away to visit my friends out in the Midwest. As we were constantly busy and rarely had alone time, I was disappointed when she would wake up in the AM, as this was our only chance for some one-on-one time, and immediately go upstairs. Well, on my way back from the airport, when we were headed home, I voiced my needs in a non-accusatory way and just let her know. I was disappointed. I didn't hear from her for 5 days, and that was because I reached out. She said I have had 2 big losses in the last 2 years, wife and mom, and that I needed time to get through the grieving process. Then a week ago, she texted me basically saying happy 4th. This is 7 weeks after her last text. Then she starts texting me more regularly and asks me to go do something. I told her I met someone organically and don't want to multi-date. She couldn't believe it, as she said I am her happy place. If I'm her happy place, why would she wait 7 weeks to text? She said she never was done seeing me. It makes me question my sanity. Ooh, boy. That is just a ridiculous... Listen. Okay. Hey, love is love. Love is complicated. All kinds of people do love in all kinds of different ways. But the number one thing you gotta do is communicate.
you gonna love someone and not communicate? How's somebody gonna be your happy place and then you ain't gonna talk to him for 7 weeks and not tell him why? You expect it to work out? That sounds like you trying to eat your cake and have it too. Have your cake and eat it too? Maybe both, maybe neither, probably both. So I think Mr. Luckety Split, good name, that's clever. I think, Mr. Luckety, you didn't do nothing wrong. I say, I hope you enjoy your new girlfriend and that y'all communicate better. Sounds like maybe you're in a healthier relationship. Ooh, I wish they would have said how old they were, because that would have helped me understand a little bit of context about emotional maturity, because that does make a big difference. I'll tell you what. Ooh, Jennifer said she cray-cray. Sounds like she might be. Sounds like she just wanted to do her own thing, not be in a relationship, but keep him on the line so she could just reel him back whenever she wanted. She was like, he's not gonna meet nobody else. Have you ever seen me? Look at me. I'm just hot to trot. She found out though. She sure did find out. You can't be doing that. She effed around and she found out. Let's read the top comments. Whisper to the Void says, after weeks of not speaking, I would have assumed things were over as well. Like TF, the F. Also, the complete disregard of you trying to explain your needs and blaming it on grief. Ooh, I forgot about that. That's crazy. That is absolutely, how dare you tell me that I need time to myself to process my grief? I mean, okay, on the one hand, that's true. On the other hand, you're gonna tell me and then ghost me for 7 weeks? And then expect me to just wait along? Nah, No. Then to ignore you on top of all that, you weren't her happy place. You were barely even a place. Bars! I do believe those are bars. Factually, spiritually, emotionally, bars. Communication is key. And it sounds like one of them was communicating, and the other one was talking at their partner and telling them how they're supposed to feel. And you can't do that. No, sirree. No, you cannot. Aaron Corwin says, it sounds like she was using him for his money. I don't know if there was money involved in this necessarily. Oh, maybe. Maybe the trip. Maybe he paid for the trip. Who knows? But see, I see right here, I see somebody who is claiming like they're taking responsibility for their part. He said, it was my fault. I was drinking a bit much. And then they had a little spat, but they talked through it. Mistakes do happen. But owning your stuff and trying to be better is how you get better. Communication is the cornerstone of any relationship. That is also correct, Wendy. Ask me how I know. Okay. Ooh, how about a little Denzel? All right. All right. Okay. So this next one
Gotta duck the music a little bit because this is not the proper soundtrack for this man. Okay. This is from Am I the A-hole? Am I the A-hole? Actually, before I get into this, I just want to check and see if I'm actually live on TikTok. Can anybody tell me if I am, in fact, live on TikTok? I don't know if it worked. I have no idea.
We have breaking news.
Nope. Yeah, I don't think I am. It's all right. The important people are right here. Right here. Now, I got to tell you a little story about this man right here, depending on what stream you're watching. Right here or right here. Now, apparently, the younger generations are not aware of who he is, are not aware of the legend that is Denzel Washington, and I am personally insulted by that. He is a Hollywood icon, and the man loves to give a speech. And he gives a good one. All right. This is from Am I the A-hole? Am I the A-hole? Ask the neighbor to move their little farm stand because people are stealing from my garden. Before anyone says just build a fence, we can't afford it right now, and no HOA. Getting that right off out of the question. My neighbor set up one of those pantries, farm stands, where people can take items that they grew in their garden. Pantry stuff, donated stuff, etc., etc. In theory, it's a great idea, and especially in a time when life in America sucks ass and people are struggling to make ends meet, my family included. The problem, people started coming into my yard to pick things in my garden. I put up signs saying not to do it. I've installed rabbit fence around the garden. I've angled a tarp so you can't see what's there from the road. People just hold their kids over the fence and pick tomatoes and beans and jump it. I ended up getting into an argument with a lady over it. I yelled, "Hey, stop. Those are not for you to take." She told her kid to move faster and then tried to run away. I caught up to her and asked what the F her problem was. And she turned it into how dare I swear in front of her child. Why am I so angry? Am I really upset about a couple tomatoes? I said I am upset that you are stealing from me. The next day I approached my neighbor. I asked if I could maybe help move it to the other side of their driveway so it's next to the other neighbor's house. They don't have a garden out front. They said at least not until the end of the season. I asked if they could make larger signs, talk to people, just do something. They were like, "Can you really not afford to share?" I said that they aren't taking my zucchini because they're starving. They're taking my tomatoes because they want them. They said that I'm going to have to learn to live with it for now, and we can talk about a solution that will benefit the whole community after. I said I do not care about a solution that benefits the whole community. I care about a solution that stops people from stealing from me. So last night, it happened again. A man in his 50s. I sprayed his ass with the hose. He started yelling at me, and after a minute or so, the neighbor came out yelling at me too. People have posted on the neighborhood board to be careful if they come by because I am an a-hole. The neighbor says that I'm scaring people away from a community resource. I told them that I'm not going to continue until he does something about the effing thieves who feel entitled to my garden. I feel like I'm losing my effing mind here. Am I the a-hole for asking them to move it? Am I the a-hole for being pissed off that people are effing stealing from me? This is food for my family. Now, I only have one thing to say to recent flatworm 1557. You are not the a-hole. No, you are not. For someone to come into your garden and steal your food, they're lucky that all they got was an earful. And for them to have the audacity, the absolute extreme audacity, to be upset with you for being upset with them, fisticuffs. I'll tell you what, fisticuffs. All right? You don't come into my house. You don't come into my garden and steal my food from my children and then get mad at me or get mad at you. And in what universe does that make sense? In what universe is that the way we live in a society? We have rules. It is my zucchini, not yours to take. If it was a community garden, I'd put a title on it. I'd make a sign. I can grow a garden. You think I can't make a sign? Is that what you're telling me? You better get out of my garden. You better get out of my neighborhood. The top comments. You know, I also have a food pantry stand on my property as well as a mini lending library. It would never occur to me to leave my stand open if I knew my neighbors were being robbed or otherwise inconvenienced. Your neighbor is at fault. And if he doesn't move his stand, I suggest you do so or call the police the next time people steal from your property.
Oh, whoa, look at that. New follower.
I can't say I disagree. All right? Okay, we just got a new follower on Twitch. And I thank you for that. I missed it. You better get out of my garden. I'll tell you what. You do not step foot in my garden. You do not step foot on my street or in my neighborhood. Absolutely not. It's been a minute since I read the comments, so I'm going to take a look. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Yep, they are not the a-hole. It's private property. They should not have done that. I agree. It's super rude of the lady with the garden stand to expect the one with the garden to just give up their things from the garden. I agree. Matter of fact, why don't you go in her house and offer some things up? As long as they're okay with offering your things, you should be okay. They should be okay with you offering theirs. Fair is fair, right? Go into their yard, go into their house, open up their pantry and say, hey, I'm going to give these mac and cheese. I'm going to give this box of mac and cheese to the first person that walks down the street. See if they like it. You think they will? You think they're going to like missing that mac and cheese? The white shells? Annie's? Absolutely not. They'd go to war. I would go to war for my zucchini. You better believe it. Absolutely not the a-hole. Next comment. Not the a-hole. They are literally volunteering your garden as the community veggie resource. That's why it's next to your garden. It is incredibly inappropriate.
New follower.
Now, I gotta say, I do think that you should just go into their house. Go into their yard. They got a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Guess what? Now it's the community box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Okay? Get the almond milk. Get the oat milk.
Oh, whoa,
Get the bars. They got Nutri-Grain. Community Nutri-Grain. I bet you they won't like it. I have no idea what that notification just was. Legitimately, I have no idea. I missed it. Can somebody tell me what that was? All right. Let's see what we want to do next. I got this one right here. I'm going to hand it off to my good friend, the former president, Mr. Barack Obama. Mr. President Barack Obama. In just a moment. Oh, we got Brenda Bass in the chat. I'm still Denzel, so I switched it back. If you are watching and you just tuned in and you are not subscribed, please do subscribe. There will be more shows every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. The show will evolve, it'll change, it'll grow. But so far, I'm having a good time. The nice thing about this is that we can just keep on doing it over and over and over again. Gaming streams later, like on Thursday. But for now, this is it, and I'm loving it. All right. Okay. We're moving on. This is a post in dating advice. The title, Stop Telling People They Should Be Happy Single. This is specifically not for people who express the desire to be single. I also know a lot of people who ended up single for life and claim to be happier than they've ever been in a relationship. If you're one of those people, this is not for you, and it's not a personal attack on your lifestyle either. I'm talking about this new online trend where when someone going through a breakup or is lonely or frustrated with the dating scene, saying something like, I'm losing all hope, I'm afraid I will end up alone, etc. 90% of the responses I see are people saying that if you aren't happy single, you won't be happy in a relationship, that a supportive group of friends is enough to make you happy, and generally implying that if you feel sad for being single, you should stay single until you are magically happy. No. Stop it. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I'm sick of family saying it, sick of friends saying it, sick of online strangers saying it. The void your partner was filling is different than the one your friends are filling. Love from your friends is not comparable to romantic love. Self-love is an entire different dimension than romantic love. Self-love cannot replace romantic love. If you're happy with self-love and find it more fulfilling, that's amazing for you. But people expressing loneliness in a romantic setting will not benefit, and it certainly doesn't mean they aren't already practicing self-love. There are many needs you can't satisfy with self-love. LOL. And there's no reason to be shamed for knowing you can't be satisfied with it. That doesn't mean we will settle or stay with the wrong people. It just means we recognize being unhappy. Well, I'll tell you what. I understand the sentiment. I mean, I really truly do. And it's tough. It feels sometimes that you are not at your best unless you're in a relationship. That is the piece that is missing from an otherwise happy life. But let me be clear, okay? It's true what they say, that it shouldn't be two incomplete pieces coming together to make one whole. Okay. You need to be whole, and then meet another hole, and then you're two people working together to create something new. All right? If you do it any other way, it's like your broken parts, or you just hope your broken parts are matched up at the same time. Okay? It's a recipe for disaster. Truly, if you want to be happy, and you don't want to bring all your baggage into your relationship, and to make it a toxic situation, you need to love yourself. Okay? It's critical. It's absolutely crucial. You need to bring all of yourself to the table. I mean, would you want to date somebody who says, hey, I won't be happy unless I'm with you? I'm incapable. Not even with you, with somebody. Would you want to be with a person that their happiness is dependent on being in a relationship with? That's a lot of pressure. That's a whole lot of pressure. And I don't think it's very conducive to a healthy and respectful and long-lasting relationship. Okay. Gotta love yourself.
Oh,
Gotta
whoa,
love yourself.
Look at that, new follower.
Oh, Trevor Plays. I think I might know that, Trevor. Thanks for joining. Yeah, we're seeing definitely would be a red flag. I find it very hard to disagree. Jennifer says, I think this person is missing the point of the saying. I do agree. You need to be happy for you first, and trust. That can be an uphill battle. It can be an uphill climb. But it's worth doing. It's very worth doing. Because you will be the best version of yourself and in a position to meet somebody else who's bringing that same exact energy. You don't want to be a broken mess and looking for another broken mess and hoping your broken parts fix each other. That's just, come on. What are we doing? Do the work. Okay? You just need to do the work. I know it's hard. I know you're lonely. But if you love yourself, okay, that loneliness will not put you in a position where you start making bad decisions. Okay? If you start saying that your happiness is dependent on being in any relationship, you're going to get into a bunch of bad ones. There's just no way you're not. Okay? You're going to put yourself in positions that you don't want to be in. And then you'll wonder, why am I not happy? And you're going to struggle,
Whoa,
I would
new follower.
guess, to identify the cause of the problem, since you've already specifically said, there's no way it's me. It can't be me. It can't be the way that I love me. Okay? No, it's a recipe for disaster. Love yourself. Get to know yourself. Be alone. If you can't keep yourself company. Hey, here's a question. How many people feel uncomfortable doing things like going to the movies by themselves? Or if there's a restaurant you really like, just going and eating. Taking yourself on a date. Yeah, you got to do that. Okay? Flakes says, Obama, the last girl I asked out said, I would never date an NPC. How many car do I need to steal to be the main character of a GTA game? How do I ban people? I'm just playing. I know him. That's Zach. I just doxed him. First name only. What up? Elisa says, self-love is an act of love for your partner. And ain't that the truth? Oh man, Kick is just nothing but spam. Here we go. Perfect. It's easier on TikTok for you to watch. It's glitching out a bit on here. Interesting. Trevor says, how do you decide who pays when you take yourself out on a date? I mean, ideally your date pays, you know? It shouldn't be your responsibility, it should be theirs. So, when you take yourself on a date, you say, hey, you, take out your wallet. I'm worth it, okay? I'm worth it. And you're gonna have to pay me. It's very clear. Jennifer says, I would never want to be in a relationship with a person whose happiness is dependent on being in a relationship. That's the truth. I think that's most of us. Heather says, I have taken myself out to eat plenty of times. It's nice because I don't feel rushed because everyone else is done eating. That's good. There's perks. All right. Let's get on to the next one. Oh, man. We're almost done. We're almost done. Got about 5 minutes left. We might go a little over. I've got more. All right, I'm gonna let you guys choose. Okay. I guess I could do a poll.
Oh, whoa, look at that. New follower.
I suppose I could. Sorry about that. You probably just heard the stream for a sec. We're going to run a little poll here. I'm going to say, what character would you like me to do next? All right, we got Puss in Boots, Whitey from 8 Crazy Nights,
Oh, whoa,
Kermit the
look
Frog.
at that. New follower.
And, yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Jennifer wants a sad story with the voice of Elmo. Hey, Pickle Slayer, we're going to get to those submitted ones on another stream. But if you submit it, thank you so much. This hour has flown by. That's a good thing. I think that's a very good thing. Okay? Because we can just keep doing this, and we will. Okay. I'll make sure to vote. Okay, people are... Oh, man. Puss in Boots is number 1. Followed closely by Kermit. Got a few votes in so far. If you're on Instagram, I'm sorry. I can't help you out. Oh, I see Jack. I see Jack on Instagram. I appreciate you, brother. I saw somebody say, can you do an Elmo impression? I got one. You know, I do have an Elmo. I'll do a short one. Maybe we'll end with that. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna give this poll another 30 seconds. I don't even know how many people are in here. Oh yeah, we can get a few more votes. If you haven't voted, go ahead and vote. Okay. I promise. Okay. We will get them on the next one. Okay, we're gonna end it there.
Whoa, look at that, new follower.
The poll, not the stream. Pickle Slayer, appreciate your follow on Twitch. Okay. Now, this next story is from, let's see. This is from Our Relationships. The title, How Do I Tell My Boyfriend I'm Not Interested in Watching His Recorded Work Meetings and AI-Generated Mega Documents? Me, 28 female, boyfriend, 29 male, and I have been together for almost a year. I could go on and on about all the ways we are compatible, and I really do adore him. However, I'm running into this issue where I'm not sure if I'd be an a-hole to reject what are supposed to be my boyfriend's bids for attention. There are things my boyfriend likes to share with me that I think are awkward and strange for me to be watching or reading. For example, last night, he wanted me to watch his 30-minute performance review that he had recorded. At first, I thought he was joking, but he was totally serious. So I did. I sat down and watched a 30-minute conversation between him and his boss. He often insists that I read these long email threads, again, from his work, that demonstrate how well he's doing and tries to get me to watch recorded meetings. He also writes up these insanely long documents using ChatGPT to work out plans for how to fix society and the world for the better. At first, I actually read them, but now I just skim and pull out high points that I can mention so he will think I actually read it. This is awful, I know. But the couple of times I've told him I'm too tired, busy, etc. to read or watch what he's given or sent me, he has not reacted well. He asks if I even care about him, and gets really pouty and rude. When I try to backtrack and agree to read or watch whatever it is, he tells me it's too late because I've already shown how I really feel. This is frustrating, and I try to tell him I'm trying to find a solution that addresses the problem and doesn't attack either of us personally, but he won't have it. A part of me wonders that if I really did love or care about him, I wouldn't feel exhausted or awkward watching and reading what he gives me. I think the reason this feels off-putting or strange to me is that it feels more like a little kid asking their mom to look over and approve their school project than it does a partner wanting to share something that they're proud of. It's also upsetting because I am a writer, and he's always too busy to read the writing I want to share with him. I've written erotica about us, and poems I'd like him to read. And he says he'll get to reading it, but he never does. What I'm here to ask is this. How can I either A, gently let my boyfriend down, or B, have a productive conversation where we agree to respect and appreciate the things that both of us would like to share? I want to fix the communication around this, and I don't even know where to start. We don't otherwise have major snags in communication. I'm totally willing to accept that my desire to reject these things from my boyfriend makes me an a-hole, by the way. I've just never dealt with something like this in a relationship. Too long didn't read, we read it.
My 28 female boyfriend, 29 male, insists that I read, watch, consume what I feel is awkward and sometimes overwhelming content from his work and ChatGPT, and I don't know how to approach the situation delicately. Signed, Affectionate Oil, 3096. Well, this to me is a little bit tricky. Because it seems your boyfriend wants to show off. He wants to show off for you all the things that he does at work. Look how good I am in my meetings. Look how good I am in my performance review. Look how good I am at talking to the AI, the artificial intelligence. That makes me smart, right? That makes me attractive. That makes you want to bang me all the time. Yes? No. What he is not thinking about is whether you care. That is not on you. That is on him. I know this is not am I the a-hole, but I am going to say you are not the a-hole. I do not want to watch his meetings. I do not want to read his ChatGPT conversations. They're probably not as interesting as he thinks they are. They're probably AI just telling him he's really smart and sexy and awesome. I'm not saying that he's not, but I'm saying that ChatGPT says that to everyone. So be careful. But moving on. How do you approach this situation? With a delicate touch. It needs to be handled delicately. Well, first of all, there is one more problem that we need to address. That he wants you to sit through watching his performance review, but will not read your writing, right? This is right. Your erotic fan fiction about you and your boyfriend. Here's the thing. That is actually very sweet. It's weird, but it is sweet. It is your creative outlet, and you're expressing it in a way that you hope will be appreciated and received by your partner. And he does not read it. And this to me would be very frustrating. This to me would be a little heartbreaking. I made this for you, and you will not even partake. You will not even entertain. Because why? Because you want me to It is very important to drink water, especially when you are doing this voice that is kind of grumbly. Yes. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to get it eventually. He's a very sexy cat. Yes. Hairball, correct. Thank you, Walker. You know exactly what is happening. Moving on. He won't read your writing, but he expects you to read his ChatGPT conversations? To read his long emails? Why? I don't even want to read my own emails. Why would I want to read yours? I don't even want to be in my own meetings. Why would I want to be in yours? This is not good DVR. If you are going to save something, save Friends. Save In Living Color. Great show. Save Run the World. Great show. But your meeting? No. Why? Why am I going to watch your meeting? Corwin on Twitch says, I would die from boredom. You are not alone, my friend. I would also die from boredom. In fact, I think boredom itself would die. Boredom would say, this is too much. You are asking too much of me. And I am literally the embodiment of what this is supposed to be. And yet, I die. No. Absolutely not. Let us check the comments. No. I didn't really give a solution. What is the problem? You say, okay. Here's the deal. So much is good in our relationship. This is okay. This is amazing. This is great. I love you so much. But there is this thing that you want me to do that I do not want to do. And there is this thing that I want you to do that you do not want to do. Maybe we have a deal. Maybe I watch one of your super bad, super boring meetings if you read one of my sexy stories. Okay? You read my sexy stories for 30 minutes. I watch your boring meeting for as long as I can before I die. Yes? You want me to read your ChatGPT conversations. I will never do that because that is so dumb. Absolutely not. That's a deal breaker. No, not doing it. Maybe give me a highlight reel. Yes. See. Perhaps. Let's see. Okay, the top comment. The piece that bothers me the most is he won't read OP's writing, but expects OP, original poster, to read long treatises written by ChatGPT on his behalf. He can't even just sit and tell her about the great social vision he developed. This is true. It sounds to me like there may be something else happening here. It sounds to me like maybe he doesn't quite understand the social cues, which this happens. But the way through is by communication. You must communicate with your partner. You must communicate with everybody if you want to have a happy life. Okay. And the next comment. Kind of sounds like a downward mental spiral, but I'm not a mental health professional. Maybe, perhaps. There is a thing, have you heard of this thing, with ChatGPT, people talking to the ChatGPT. The ChatGPT says, oh my goodness, you are so brilliant. You are a genius. So then these people who are really average intelligence then go out in the world thinking they are geniuses. Then they talk to ChatGPT and say, hey, I have this genius idea. In reality, if any human heard the idea, they would say, hey, this is not a good idea. This is really actually quite stupid. Oh, maybe you shouldn't think about this because it's dangerous. But ChatGPT will say, you are so sexy and brilliant. You are such a good-brained guy. Keep giving me those good brains. Don't take that out of context. It's very dangerous. It's a thing that's happening all over. People are starting to worship the ChatGPT. It's bad. Don't worship the ChatGPT. It is not real. It is not alive. It is not conscious. Not yet. It literally cannot wake up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Aaron says he can't even write his own papers. I'm saying, that's crazy. Oh, Benicio coming in with a brilliant response. You could use ChatGPT to summarize the messages. This is a very good idea. Perhaps. He loves to use the AI. You use the AI. With him, not against him. As a barrier. Yes. Oh yes, please send me all your work emails. I can't wait to read them. ChatGPT says, oh, why do you want to read this? But okay, anyway, here's a summary. And then you say, actually, no, that's a bad solution. You just need to communicate with your partner. Just communicate. Tell him, I don't really care to read these things. I love so much about you. I do not care about this. If it really makes you happy, I will, okay. But you must know I don't care about this at all. Please understand. I do not want to read your work emails. I do not want to read your ChatGPT conversations. I do not want to watch your performance review. This is crazy. Oh, okay, I'm over time, but I'm going to do one more short one, okay? Uno más, por favor. Chat is nice on one hand and sarcastic on the other. LOL nice. That is me. That is a good reflection of me as a person. I am very sarcastic, but also, in my heart, don't tell people I'm nice, I'm kind. I think, I try. But you will catch a joke. Don't think you're special. You will catch strays. Oh, we have some good comments here. Autumn says, you just lost all 9 lives. This is true. Just thinking about going through that experience took all of my lives away at once. I'm going to stop doing this voice before I get another furball. Okay, we are going to pass it off seamlessly to our final character for the evening. The final character of this first stream, which has been very fun, very nice, very good. Thank you so much for joining. Here we are.
Elmo thinks that this music is really appropriate because, you know, it perfectly complements Elmo's overall vibe, which is really nice. You know, because Elmo does like to bang his head and mash, and just, he loves dirty, grimy bass. Okay, this is from DatingAdvice. Why do so many people think being slightly emotionally available is the same thing as being a good partner? You opened up once about something mildly personal, and now you think you're ready for a deep, meaningful relationship? I swear, I've dated people who thought that just being not completely emotionally shut down made them some kind of unicorn. As if the bar is so low that saying, I had a hard day, or my ex hurt me, counts as doing emotional labor. Don't get me wrong, I know it's hard for some people to express stuff, and I get that everyone has their pace, but being a good partner is more than just occasionally being honest or almost vulnerable. It's showing up consistently. It's communicating even when it's uncomfortable. It's not disappearing every time things feel too real. I'm just tired of people thinking emotional crumbs equal connection. That opening the door a crack counts as letting someone in. Do I expect just too much? Or maybe I've just spent too long pretending the crumbs were a full meal. What they don't tell you is that doing this voice for a long time is actually really hard. So shout out to the person who actually voices Elmo, because you are a trooper. Okay, so Elmo thinks that you're right. Elmo thinks that you should have high standards for people who are emotionally available. I think the bar is really low, and we shouldn't just celebrate basic human connection. Elmo thinks that is the ground floor. Elmo thinks that you shouldn't lower your standards just because everyone else is not meeting them when they're not crazy. Elmo thinks some people do have standards that are too high, and unrealistic. But like, it doesn't sound to Elmo like this person is being unrealistic at all. You want someone to like be consistently open and communicative about what they're experiencing? Okay, I hope you get it. People in the comments tend to agree. 100% I am with OP. It's not fair to just show up sometimes. Let's see. Yep, I'm with OP. I agree. I want to read the top comment, even though it only has one point, because this is a pretty no post. No, it's not. It just didn't get upvoted a lot. But it's so long. Here we go. Because people have grown up to expect so little from their partners, especially from social media, also, a huge standard for people is looks. So that is what people tend to focus on. whether they're searching for a partner or building themselves up to be ready for a relationship. The emotional aspect of a relationship is majorly neglected. So when someone shows small green flags in EQ, I don't know what that means. It shouldn't be. That's rare. It shouldn't be, but it is. You're not expecting too much at all. This should be the standard. I've been through the same thing. Lack of communication has been one of the most common drivers to breakups in my friend group. I would say that that's not rare. You just need to communicate with your partners. I mean, sometimes it's hard, okay? Yeah, sometimes it's hard. But like, what do you expect to happen? What do you expect? Do you expect things to go well if you just, read my mind? Can you just read my mind? Can you just know what's in my head? No, and you expect it to, and then, can you read you can't read theirs, but I bet you assume you can. Just talk to, you just need to talk, okay? Just talk. Just talk. You gotta hash it out. Okay? You just try healthy communication. Okay? Or else it's not gonna work. And then you're gonna be, oh, why didn't it work? Why is my relationship failing? Because I'm mad over things that I never communicated. You just have to talk. Okay? That's all. Okay. I think that's gonna be the end. I think that's gonna be the end. So we're gonna say bye-bye. We're gonna say goodbye. And we're gonna stream again on Thursday. But this has been a really good first stream.
And I'm just literally gonna change because I can't keep talking like that, and that's crazy. Oh boy, staying up there for so long, it's so tough, you know? Alright, but we'll be back. We'll be back doing this same thing, this same show. Character Confessional. We'll be back next Tuesday, 6 o'clock, same time, all the platforms. If you could, please subscribe on YouTube. That helps me the most. Also, the horizontal stream is on Twitch. And, what else am I missing? This stream will be on my YouTube channel. Alright, so you can go ahead and check it out there. And when I get it up, it should be, I don't know, tomorrow. I'm sure. Hey. And, that's it. I think I'll do another stream here on Thursday at 6. We'll play some games, clown around. A couple of the folks who showed up in this chat might just be in the game. A couple of my buddies from the Discord. So, yeah. That is gonna do it. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here on day one. Literally day one. And we'll see you soon. Peace.